Capricorn, you are up for the March Money Energy Reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. Podcasts carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right, got that out the way. So, general readings for March are already up. The love readings for March are already up. So feel free to check those out too. Also, collective readings are up as well. Whatever you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now, let's get into the reading. I'm using my Money and Law of Attraction Oracle deck. My goal is to pull one card from this deck, and then I'm using a regular tarot deck to clarify. My goal is to also pull one card from that deck. If I receive more than one, I'll more than likely take them, but the goal is to only pull one. All right. May I have the energy for Capricorn for March? May I have the energy for Capricorn for March? May I have the energy for Capricorn for March? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? May I have a card, please? Thank you. All right, it says, I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. On the front, it says, I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. And I'll repeat it one more time. I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. And on the back, it says, most people have put anything that earns money in the category of things that I have to do. And that is why the money often comes so hard. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, the universe must deliver to you a viable means to achieve your dreams. So, what this is talking about, I hear the word obligation. I hear the word obligation in my head. And this is saying, it's almost, for those of you who may be new to this, my longtime listeners know, I don't do just tarot readings on this channel. I do wacky news, lucky numbers, and then one other thing I do is daily thoughts. And one of my daily thoughts I did a long time ago was love versus obligation. Where for some people, they'll do something for someone for obligation because they feel like they're obligated to do it versus doing it because they actually love the person. I feel this is kind of your thing with money. Where for some of you, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel like some of you feel you're obligated to make money. As in, you think about your responsibilities and you're like, okay, in order for me to handle my responsibilities, in order for me to be an adult, I have an obligation to do things this way. I have an obligation to make this amount of money. Blase, blase. What this card is saying is that don't focus on it as if you have to do it. Do it and find things that you love about why you're doing it. And it's saying if you switch to that frequency and get on that vibration, then it will bring in more money for you. And also to bring in more happiness too. Because if you don't feel like it's an obligation and you're doing it and you're actually finding good things about what you're doing, I would think you would be happier versus something that you feel you're obligated to. So yeah, let's go ahead and clarify this with a tarot card. Can we clarify the money energy for the card on the table? Can we clarify the money energy for the card on the table? Can we clarify the money energy for the card on the table? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? What is it that Capricorn needs to hear? May I have a card, please? Thank you. That's interesting. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. I think some of you might be overwhelmed or burdened. With the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, focusing on, what went wrong or focusing on the negative instead of the positive. For example, let's say you feel overworked or overburdened at your job right now. That could be the negative thing that you're focusing on. The positive thing that you could be focusing on is that you have a job. And I know people say that all the time, but it's true. Like, I think Amazon or Disney, all of them are laying off right now. I know Google laid off thousands of employees. Microsoft did. I think Oracle did. Disney's laying off. They're about to lay off some more. There was someone else that did layoffs too. The banks are doing layoffs. The list is going on and on and on. So, yeah, when people say at least you have a job, it's true. And I feel like with that Five of Cups energy, that could be the thing. Now, for some of you, this Three of Swords that came out clarifying this energy, again, I feel like some of you feel it's an obligation where you have to do something. And for some of you, it may even be painful. It may be hurtful. Now, I'm going to be honest. There may be someone that actually lost the job with this Three of Swords energy, is what it may be. And for that person, it could be the thing of looking for another job right now, where it's like a chore, where it's like an obligation, instead of bringing fun into it. But with this Three of Swords, it was extreme hurt. Something has brought extreme hurt, where there isn't happiness, and it's something that affects them mentally, because swords it's about thoughts and communication. That's what Three of Swords is about. Also, it can be about third parties too, where there could be a third party money situation. I'm not really getting that, but it could be. You would know better than me. But what I want is for you to upgrade these swords energy, because the Three of Swords is heartache. Four of Swords is resting. Five of Swords is winning at all costs. And then you have the Six of Swords, where you move away from something that was not bringing you peace of mind. I need you to go through the energies with this. I want you to find some positive things. There is always something positive you can find in a situation. I'm not saying you'll be able to find a laundry list of things. What I am saying, there's always at least one thing that you can find that's positive. So you may want to consider whatever situation you're in, find that positive thing and focus on that while you're in the situation. Again, I feel like some of you have this obligation thing going on, and that obligation mentality may be putting more pressure on you than you're able to handle mentally. So yeah, I want to call this like obligation versus fulfillment, or obligation versus enjoyment. Something like that. What you're looking for is a way to enjoy the things that you're doing, instead of the default being, okay, you're a robot, this is life, I have to work, or I have to find a job, or I have to do that out of obligation. Start doing things that you enjoy doing, or finding enjoyment in the things you are regularly doing. All right? So that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to those podcasts on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.